Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. With this one, Niger might have sealed its fate. That is with the French. That would not happen. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the Niger coup members or leaders. The military, the junta who took control of the country, ordered, if you remember, the French ambassador to leave the country within 48 hours. Obviously, for the friends, the leaders of France, said, "Oh, that's an opportunity to be attacked and be the victims here. So obviously, we're going to react." So actually, the French now they play the victim and they say, "You know what? We have to react because these guys challenged us, and we can't allow that to happen." The French government claimed that the junta leaders have no authority to kick out their ambassador. Somehow, their interpretation of reality trumps, not Donald Trump, but trumps the Nigerian whoever is in control. Well, I'm not gonna get tangled in that, but don't you, by not removing your ambassador, ask for that ambassador to be ruffled up or maybe killed? Don't you expose that guy to something? Anyway, a rational person would do this. Let's get out. Let's see how things evolve or devolve. And then after things settle down, if the new government will allow our ambassador to come over and our relationship would be great, then it comes back. Shouldn't that be the normal thing? Well, no, they say, no, I don't recognize your authority. Well, I don't want you in my house anymore. This is my house. I'm in charge now. You get the fuck out. No, I don't recognize your authority. I don't need you to recognize my authority. You get out. All right, so what happened now? The junta instructed the police, the Nigerian police, to go and remove the ambassador. So pick him up, catapult him out, or like this, whoop, out towards wherever he wants to go. And what do you think that will be? The French would be an attack. That would be their security was threatened, their honor, and all that. What do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna push a button, and you have a few weasel countries ready to attack Niger, and we have countries that are ready to defend Niger. So it's gonna be an African war, and the guys again are gonna count their money and they're gonna make their bids, and their arms manufacturing companies will get fatter. Why should only the American and the Germans get fatter in Ukraine? We have our little Ukraine right here, a different flavor, but hey, we're gonna have it. So let me show you this article coming from Associated Press, where it says Niger's military regime orders police to expel French ambassador and revokes his diplomatic immunity. Now, this is from today, the 31st of August 2023, and look what picture these guys put here for this article. The Russian flag. What does that tell you? All right. So, supporters of Niger's ruling junta hold a Russian flag at the start of a protest called to fight for the country's freedom and push back against foreign interference in Niamey, Niger, on August 3rd, 2023. So, Dakar, Senegal. Niger's military junta has revoked the diplomatic immunity of France's ambassador and ordered police to expel him from the West African country, according to a statement from the military regime. The mutinous soldiers, the one that conducted a mutiny, who ousted Niger's president more than a month ago, gave French ambassador Sylvain Ite, I'm guessing, 48 hours to leave the country last week. The deadline expired on August 28 without France recalling the ambassador. The French government says it does not recognize the coup plotters of the country's legitimate leaders. As the country's legitimate leaders. The communique sent by Niger's Ministry of Foreign Affairs earlier this week and seen by the Associated Press on Thursday said the ambassador no longer enjoys the privileges and immunities attached to his status as a member of the diplomatic staff of the embassy. The document also says the diplomatic cards and visas of the ambassadors' families have been cancelled. The French government didn't immediately respond to a request for comment Thursday. They're getting military ready, and as I said, after the ambassadors was first told to leave Niger, French President Macron said an envoy would remain in his post. He decided. Macron spoke out firmly against the coup leader while insisting that France, Niger's former colonial rule, is not the country's enemy. No, they just want... No, it is not. All they want... France has more than 1,500 military personnel in Niger who conducted joint operations with Nigerian security, blah, 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 tra-la. Now, the regional bloc ECOWAS deployed a standby force and ordered it to transition Niger back to constitutional rule. Who are you to say that? Who are you? Anyway, they are very concerned, the French and the Americans, very concerned with the rule of law and democracy being destroyed in Niger, but they were not concerned when in Ukraine occurred in 2014. Why? Because some other people organized it. So when you organize it, it's a-okay. When other people organize it, it's not a-okay. This is the rule-based world order we want to live in, dictated by those guys. No, thank you. I mean, at least call it as it is. It's a jungle, you do whatever you can if you're strong, and if you're not strong, you follow and bend over and take your pants off, basically. So here you have the French will not allow this to go. Why? Because I would call it Niger's sin is it has a big supply of uranium, and France needs uranium for his atomic energy, blah blah blah, power plants that it fuels its economy, and it's everything that moves over there, not the wind and solar, which I like. I like what the French are doing. The problem is these guys want to take over something that France really needs, and that's not going to happen. France will not allow that. And it was another country, Gabon, another former French colony, Gabon, who also has uranium. Another coup occurred over there, and these guys again are against the French and all that. And they also have oil, which is sold to the Americans. So the Americans also have a military base, not one, four military bases with drones in Niger, and they buy oil from Gabon. And these guys, the French, have 1,500 military in Niger. Do you think they will just say, okay, we'll leave? This guy said we should leave. That's not going to happen. I think on the contrary, there are going to be more coming in. And not to talk to the junta, but take over. So yes, Gabon, again, is going to be another one that will bite the dust, but we'll see. Because we have other forces behind all these coups. I don't think they are just, it just happened. The wind of change. Remember that song of Scorpions, the German band, rock band? Yeah, the wind of change. It was very popular after the Soviets decided to take their, 400,000 troops from West Germany. Not yet. East Germany. Remember that one? A wind of change. Whatever. That was gone. So do you think that the same thing happens now in Africa? Don't you think that certain people said, yeah, you did this in Ukraine, we're going to fuck you up in Africa, you'll see. Well, I dare you, triple dare you, pa. Oh, you're going to see it. And you see it. Remember the Russians, did I mention the Russians? Had that little African-Russian summit in St. Petersburg a few weeks ago. How many countries showed up? 49 out of what? Give and take 50, 52, 54. So for 49 countries showed up at Putin's little summit. What does that tell you? How many showed up at Biden's? It's a different take, my friends. And remember, the abused never forgets the abuser and the abuse that occurred, was done to it. But the abuser tends to forget. Why? Because either the number is too big and they can't keep track, or because for that person was not something that is traumatic. So Africa will never forget what certain countries did to it, good and bad. But my point is, be independent, sovereign countries if you can. And the problem is, if Gabon or Niger would not have resources like oil and uranium, diamonds in Gabon's situation. The Americans and the French would not even what Gabon, what that is, how do you drink it with what kind of drink you use for Gabon or for Niger. They would not even know what the hell that is, but they do because they need resources from there, and some of them could be strategically very well positioned. Gabon is in the West Africa, right at the corner over there, so that could be strategically helpful. On the other hand, Niger is right by Algeria, which France and Algeria have a beautiful history. So therefore, it's nice to be able to Algeria up from the south if needed be. I'm just, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.